Good afternoon, Jose. Paul Pogba, what's the situation and how long are you expect him to be out for?
I don't know. I just know that he's a muscular injury. He's obviously out for the weekend match. The weekend match is the only match that I'm thinking about. I don't think further than that. So for me, it's just simple and objective. He's not playing this weekend.
When you say muscular injuries, is it the hamstring that he's had a problem with in the past?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the same or if it's the other leg. I don't know. I just know it's an hamstring, yeah.
Looking positive at the game with Everton coming up. How pleased have you been with Romelu Lukaku? I mean, you know the player, you know the person. But has he been more successful, 6 goals in 6, than you thought he ever could be coming to Manchester United?
I don't think about the number of goals. Of course, especially for a striker, it's important how many goals you score. You are judged on that mainly. But I don't put any pressure on a player in relation to that. You know, he's playing well, the team is playing well. There is a good relation between our striker and the way our team plays. There is a good understanding, a lot to improve, obviously, because just in the beginning of that relation. But I'm happy with that relation between the striker and the team.
Jose, obviously, Wayne Rooney back this weekend, a big presence on and off the pitch. Have your players maybe benefited from his absence now in the dressing room, that they've stepped up a little bit to fill the gap that he was in?
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that.
What sort of a welcome do you think he will get back then, here?
I think that he will get the welcome that he deserves. I think sometimes in this country, the word legend is too easy, comes too easy. And that's not his case. He's a real legend of the club. The number of presences, the number of goals, the number of trophies. I think clearly he's one of the most important players of the history of Manchester United. And I think the stadium will show him that respect that he deserves. I hope before the match and after the match, not during the match.
Do you think, Jose, that he has benefited from moving, that a new environment he's able to...
You know, I'm sorry to interrupt your question, but he is an Everton player. And I'm not going to speak about Wayne more than what I already told. He's a legend of this club. He deserves to be welcomed that way, but during the match, he's an Everton player that wants to win the match.
And then Romelu seems to have adapted really, really well. A lot of strikers have been inhibited by coming to Manchester United by the size of the club, but that doesn't seem to have happened to him at all.
You know, I think he comes in the right moment. You know, a good age, good number of years of experience in different clubs in the Premier League. Clearly, a player adapted to the Premier League with good friends already in this dressing room, with an easy integration in our group, and the way the team is trying to play also has a good relation with these qualities as a player. So I think he come in the right moment of his career.
He plays as well against his old side. And Everton, what have you made of their form? No goals, a few defeats on the bounce, conceding a lot as well. Has that surprised you?
I'm not going to analyze in that perspective. I'm just going to say that is a team with an incredible investment, an investment of the teams that want to play for the title. So I'm sure that their objective, if not the title, is the top 4. So lots of good players, a good team, a very difficult match for us.
And with the injury to Pogba, you say that you're only thinking of this game this weekend, but as a manager, I'm sure you look ahead to games that are coming up. How much has it affected your plans in terms of, you know, the way that your team will shape up over the next few weeks and who will come in?
We have players, and we have players waiting for an opportunity, because We start the season really well, and with 1 match per week, no need of resting, no need of changes. We were basically going with the same players, but there are good players more than ready to play. So honestly, we miss Pogba, we need Pogba, but we have good players, you know, Herrera, Fellaini, Carrick. They are waiting. They are waiting for a real chance to start matches and to play matches from the beginning, and they are ready. So this is also our way of think. We lost important players last season, during the season and in crucial moments of the season, and we were not crying or getting excuses about that. That's just football. Squads are to try to cope with this kind of situations, and we know that for a few matches, I don't know how many, I really cannot tell you how many I expect, but we are going to play without Pogba a few matches. We have other players to play, and I trust them totally.
Jose, we've seen Marcus Rojo and Luke Shaw in training. When can we expect them to see them back in action?
Marcus Rojo
And Luke Shaw.
and Luke Shaw? No, Luke Shaw is not injured anymore. So it's a question of form, it's a question of option, but he's not injured. He recovered from his injury. Marcos Rojo is still in the timings after such an important injury. Everything went really well, but he's not even training with the group in a normal session. He's just doing parts of it. So I still think that Marcos has in front of him probably a couple of